And guys, we are now live for another episode of the Inflation Game. And with us, we have the very funny comedian Laramie Fick. Laramie, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Wait, is it Flick or
It's Beer
Fick?
use Flick. I don't know.
Oh, really? I have a friend with the same last name,
Uh,
actually. He lives in Michigan, though.
Apparently, it's a common German name. So
Is
it's,
it?
but yeah, yeah, it doesn't sound like a real, the whole thing doesn't sound like a real name. I joke about it. Laramie Flick. I sound like,
But it is your real name.
it is my real name. Yeah, I don't have to get a stage name. For the stage, I'm not on that much. So,
Because Laramie sounds like a really interesting name.
no, I've been doing a bit about how I don't live up to my name. Like Laramie,
Really?
like Laramie Flick sounds like the hero of a romance novel, and I'm 48 and single. And
Ah.
I don't know, Laramie. I haven't gotten it funny yet, actually, but I don't know. Laramie Flick rubs your feet at the end of a long day, and I sell your feet pics on the dark web for $5. I don't know.
I
That's what I do versus Laramie
think
Flick, who
that's
sounds like a
good.
better
That's
person.
funny.
It's all right. It hasn't gotten any laughs so far. Like, it's
No.
new. I know.
Yeah, but how old is it? Like sometimes it takes time for something to get laughs.
Yeah, maybe. I'm kind of hesitant. I've done it like 3 or 4 times, so I just need to. Uh, I don't know. I got a lot. One thing that I definitely think is funny is Laramie Flick was able to write this joke without Googling what a good man does. So,
I mean, it
Anyway,
should be obvious, I think, to people what a good man does.
well, that's where I had to Google, so that's the joke. I don't know, but
I know I've Googled a lot. I can't think of offhand, but I've Googled like a ton of obvious stuff in my life.
oh yeah. No, most of it I did on my own, and then I went through a list of like 30 things that was mostly repetitive, and
I forget
so
what the last thing was, but like, see, I have no memory for it. But yeah, complicated stuff I sometimes can figure out, and simple stuff I have to like Google. But how has inflation been treating you?
uh, I mean, it sucks. I was gonna buy a. Actually, I bought it used, but I was gonna buy a professional Sony lens to video comedy and some other stuff.
Sure.
And the tariffs plus inflation added about $500 in the last year. So I
Wow.
bought it used instead, and hopefully it will pay for itself.
I
But
mean, I think it's some used stuff can be good anyway, like not used condoms, but I think other
I
stuff
mean,
used is fine.
it depends on
I
what your
mean,
goal is. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, like, if you're trying to trap a guy down, I guess the used condom could be, work. Except, like, I don't know, like a kid could be very expensive.
Yeah, especially yeah, no, especially with inflation. It's like yeah, no, I don't know. I dodge it largely because I comparatively because I like. I mean, we'll see how well I do on this, but I remember the prices of things, and so like, uh, and I mostly just like groceries. I just buy on sale. I city bike everywhere. I buy mostly used clothes, so like
Oh,
I don't have a
really?
car, so I still get some inflation, but like
I
I
mean,
do
that's
dodge
kind of
it.
true. That, like, if you don't have, like, a mortgage and a car payment and car insurance and,
Well, I do actually have a
kids.
mortgage,
Oh, so you
but
own your house, but you don't have a car and you don't have
I don't have a
kids
car.
and you.
No kids that I know of, obviously.
No,
It's not impossible.
because
I had no
everyone
fun in
asks
my
me, they're like, do
20s.
you. What?
Oh, I had no fun in my 20s, but my 30s were yeah. I lived my early 20s and my late 30s. So I don't think nobody's called me daddy before. But
But your early
hopefully
20s and your late 30s were more your wild decade where
no, I
you.
did nothing in my early 20s. My late 30s, I lived my early 20s.
Oh, so you were kind of a late bloomer.
A very late bloomer, like bloom late fall, whatever. One of
So then
those
you.
like flowers that blooms then it instantly gets frostbite and dies.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that can't be true. But I mean, people ask me, "Do you have any kids?" And I'm like, "Well, none that I know of." But I always figure, like, with girls, if a girl found out that she had a kid she didn't know of, it would be like heaven, and she'd be like, "Yay, my life has meaning. This is the answer to my prayers." But yet, if a guy found that, I'd be like, "Fuck, I gotta pay for stuff."
Yeah, no, there was a pregnancy scare when I was in my early 20s, and it was one of the worst months of my life. So,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, I don't think I don't think I want kids.
Yeah, it was pretty hard, right?
Yeah, the pregnancy scare was, or well, yeah, and then even and like now it would ruin my life less maybe financially,
Well, yeah,
but
you
it
probably have a little more money now than you had in your early 20s, even with inflation.
but a lot less energy. So
Oh, so I mean, it's definitely harder, I guess, but I would say for
yeah.
most people, when they're in their late 40s, it would be less of a financial crisis than when they were in their early 20s. But,
Yeah, I would go after if I don't know, maybe if it was a Europe, if I could like impregnate a Danish woman, that might be
well, yeah,
okay.
they're
Then you just
beautiful.
they're beautiful, and then you just the state takes care of your white kid or whatever because
Yeah,
they
because the
want
thing is, in the Scandinavian countries, you got it made. They take care of like everything.
for the most part, yeah. Like Norway's basically a petro state. I guess travel affects my view on inflation too, because like if I've been in like 65 countries, if you go somewhere like Norway, everything's double, or not double, but a good 60% more expensive than New York, which is already expensive. Iceland, it is double roughly what the US is. So if you've traveled a lot, you've seen how, you know, how little the dollar will take you and how far it will take you. I mean, you can still go to Thailand and
But like
get
in
a,
the Scandinavian countries, you have like a huge social safety net there.
yeah. But it also means that everything's really expensive because they pay their workers a
They pay
reasonable
such high
wage. And
taxes too.
well, uh, ultimately, though, it's one thing Americans don't understand if they haven't traveled. It's like, who cares how much you pay in taxes? It's how much you have left over at the end of the day. And
Absolutely, that's a big thing for sure.
so, so if you don't have to pay for that much for education and that much for healthcare, and I don't know what else do they take care of, and your wages are higher. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
they
to
have
pay
a
more, but ultimately, just I see Europeans traveling all over the world, and I see Americans doing staycations or something.
yeah,
So for
it's
and the
that's
Europeans are
every
gone
American where they're like our staycation. I'm like, please stop lying. It's not a
yeah.
staycation. It's you having a euphemism for we are too poor. But it seems like vacation in the US is so expensive these days where like this woman said she was gonna rent a house on the Jersey Shore and it was like 9 grand for the month for the week. And I was like,
Yeah.
9 grand, I'd go to Europe for 9 grand. Like, I'm not going to the Jersey Shore for 9 grand a week. Like, the Jersey Shore is like a 1 or 2 day kind of thing.
I agree. Mhm.
Like, it's, because like over COVID, I would travel a lot just to like keep my sanity. I'd go to different touristy spots in the Northeast. So I've been to virtually every like tourist kind of town, even like just small towns that have a nice downtown. So like I I'd have to go probably to like upstate New York or like Maine, New Hampshire to find somewhere I haven't seen in like the
All
Northeast.
right.
So yeah, I don't think I would pay 9 grand for that.
I definitely would not.
Like in the Hamptons, it's way more. It's like 30 grand a month to like. Well, even that's like a starter home in the Hamptons is 30K a month.
Well, there are a lot of people. I mean, that's always a part of inflation is there's people who are so wealthy that 4% they don't even notice. And
Yeah, if you already,
so
it depends because some people have a lot of money. All right, we'll start with here's a restaurant on the Upper West Side. This is interesting. They have a section called home cooking. I wonder what the other stuff is. Um, they have Cajun shrimp tacos with pickle sauce, chipotle aioli salsa verde. How much is that?
it's a taco, sorry.
Yeah, it's a taco, a Cajun
And
shrimp.
how what is the can you tell me the address? Because that's a
It
broad
is in probably, that's a good point, in the West 90s and Columbus.
West 90s in Columbus. And I'm doing a price per taco or
Yeah, what does the taco cost? They don't
all
have a
right.
per taco, it's just like an entree, kind of.
All right. So it's probably like three tacos. I mean, three tacos at a cheap place are gonna be like $5 each. What's the name of the restaurant?
Oh, it's Jacob's Pickles.
Jacob's Pickles. It's a Jewish Mexican
I
restaurant
know,
or
right?
something.
Having tacos at a Jewish place, and it's also gluten free, this entree. I'm starting to
Oh,
feel
that
doubtful
adds.
about it.
All right. The gluten free adds about 25%. The location adds about 25%. The home cooking adds about 25%. So I'm guessing like about $30 for the tacos. Normally it would be, it sounds like a,
26.
all right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But it's like I feel like a place like Jacob's Pickles shouldn't be selling tacos. Like I feel like they should stick to like the locks and the liver and stuff like that. You know,
I mean, I live
brisket.
in Bushwick, so it's all about irony. It's all about a place that sounds like a Jewish kosher diner instead sells like Mexican gluten-free tacos. It's just in the wrong neighborhood, but
It would be
um,
more of a hit probably in Bushwick. You're right. And I
yeah,
mean, the place looked kind of packed when I walked by it. So, I mean, what else do they have? They have Southern fried chicken there. They have double smash burgers. Somehow it is irony. You're right. It doesn't seem like it's a
yeah.
Jewish deli at all. Maybe it's good. I don't know.
I mean, that's where you look at the reviews and whatever. I'm a picky vegetarian, so it sounds like somewhere I probably wouldn't go. I do like fish tacos. I eat a little fish, but
So you're mainly vegetarian.
mainly vegetarian, yeah, with a little bit of fish, but that's it. No seafood, no shrimp, lobster, scallop, or what not. I always get scallops and scallops mixed up or whatever. It's like one's a potato and one gives you botulism.
But with
So
there are now a lot more options than there used to be for vegetarians.
yes and no. There's always one thing on the menu for the most part,
Right.
but it makes it easy for me. Like uh, I'm not super decisive. I'm not indecisive, but I'm not super decisive. But it makes going out to eat really easy
Sure.
because I just look on the menu. And it's like, oh, there's the one thing I can eat, and then I order it or two. I'm seeing a lady. I took her to that revolving restaurant last Thursday on the Marriott Marquis just to play tourist. There were two
Wow.
options. It was very tasteless halibut for $39.
Wow, that's
I
expensive. But
was
that
not.
sounds like a Marriott Marquis, what that would be at that kind of a restaurant. It
Oh, it
was
can get
probably a
so much
tiny
worse.
portion, also.
It was a tiny portion. Yeah, they don't think. Uh, I think if you buy expensive food, they expect you to just go like, yeah, to McDonald's afterwards to actually fill up.
To fill.
So
It remind. What was the scene? No, I read like a novel where like they're at a vegetarian place and then this guy has a steak delivered or something to the restaurant. Yeah, in this book, it was like just a sports mystery by Martina Navratilova, where the guy
I,
has a steak delivered because he doesn't want the stuff at the vegetarian place. Somehow, it reminds me of that, where like But there's always tales of that where you eat somewhere and you're not full and then you go eat cheap food.
Yeah. I've gone to cheap places and didn't get enough food too. So just,
It's
but
surprising how some places have tiny portions. Like Shake Shack has tiny portions, I feel.
yeah, well, upscale food. I don't know. Like I'm not the first person to point out it's one of the ironies of this country, as opposed to most of human history, where wealthier people are skinny here,
It's
and
true. It's one of
it's
the
the
few
opposite
places.
for yeah.
It
So
is one of
like,
the few places where, because it used to be that like being like portly and having extra weight meant you had money somehow.
yeah.
But I don't know. It used to be easier to be thin, I think, because food was made differently. Now
Oh
it
yeah.
feels
No,
like food is
I always talk about going to Australia, and on the way back, I stopped. When I was there, it was like 15 years ago, and it somehow was the fattest country in the world by some sort of
was it?
metric. But in the news, it was like, we're the fattest country in the world. And I was looking around, I'm like, that just doesn't seem that fat. And it's very similar to the US, and where people drive most places, it's spread out, whatever else. It was just, I remember in the supermarkets, you recognized all the ingredients. Was more expensive. It was partly the currency, but it was also partly you could pick up a bag of cereal and just read all the ingredients and recognize every one. And anyways, I just remember I flew back home. There was a 24-hour stopover in Honolulu. So I went to the Pearl Harbor Museum or whatever.
Right.
The people literally doubled. It's just like I went from like slightly chubby Australians to just like dangerously fat
This big,
Americans.
big. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
yeah,
it really is the
I see what you're talking about. Like, I've seen some pretty big people in this country too, where I'm like, I mean, I had to share an Uber with someone who was pretty big, and I was like, how do you even get that big? I don't know, though. I'll probably
yeah.
get fried and canceled for saying that, but
Well, the big one is soda, which is I
yeah,
remember like eating a tabletop pie or what, one of those little like pies you see in the deli, and I just happened to look at the Coca-Cola I had gotten, and the little pie, which was like a quarter of a pie or a sixth of a pie, it was 16 grams of sugar. The Coca-Cola, which was small, was 64 grams of sugar.
yeah,
So
they're a
like,
big culprit, the sodas.
yeah. All right, what's next on the agenda?
Now we have something from the Upper East Side. Uh, I'll do it different. We'll do the antipasta. They have a bufala caprese, fresh buffalo mozzarella cheese with tomatoes and basil. How much is that?
Um, so where again? Just
We're on the
name
Upper
and
East.
how far Upper
It's
East Side? Are we Spanish Harlem? Are we the
it
60s,
is
70s, 80s, 90s?
Masseria East is what it's called, and it's on East 79th and 3rd.
All right, so that's more upper middle class. And this is a sandwich?
Yeah. What?
This is a sandwich?
It's an antipasta. It has just
Oh, sorry.
buffalo, mozzarella cheese, and tomato basil.
That sounds again like $26.
It is $25.50.
I pay
No,
a lot of,
because
I don't know. I pay too much attention to prices, actually. And,
I mean I know
uh,
more about prices, and I'm just always shocked because like if I go in and want to buy just a bag of popcorn as a snack, and suddenly it's $8, and I'm like, how? Like it,
well,
that's just
well, I don't know. After the Marriott Marquis, it just depends on where you buy stuff. I mean, after the Marriott
yeah.
Marquis, I did this. I bought these tickets on the ticket lottery. I kind of regretted it, but it ended up being fun. It's an celebrities read sections of autobiographies by celebrities, and
Oh
it's
wow,
mostly
that
just
is
like,
kind of cool.
so yeah, I mean, you can get the tickets for $50 easily. The place is 2/3 empty. But it was fun. Anyways, like Roberta, who's an Indian from Long Island, who has a Spanish name because her family was born from in the Portuguese part of India. Um, she wanted to get a drink downstairs, and I'm used to doing that. And I don't know, I just had never bought a drink at a Broadway show. She got like a vodka soda, and I got a beer, and it was $50.
Holy crap! It's just a drink. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
she asked for a double, and it looked like a single, and it was $35 for a vodka
Wow.
diet Pepsi.
But who knows? But you're right though that 79 and third is more upper middle class. Like it's
It's
like
kind of rich, yeah. I mean, if it was
if you're like on
3 blocks
Park or
over,
like Madison or Fifth, that's when it gets much higher.
yeah, then it could be 40 for that same sandwich or that same pasta,
It's true
or
that
75 or something.
the highest price I've seen for a meal has been like 115, but it was like a bunch of you got like a sampling of like a lot of things.
Yeah.
But that was I think in the East 50s. But I
Well,
always
Masa in the AOL Time Warner Center. I haven't checked the
yeah.
prices in forever, but as of like 15 years ago, it was a $500 fixed price meal before tax and tip and drinks. So, like,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely
I did not
places.
ever go there.
But I'm gonna look at it. I'm curious now. That's interesting to know. But like I know there are places like that, but I'm always like if I go and I just want a snack, I'll like go into one place and then I'll be like, well, how hungry am I? Like if I walk another 8 blocks, then it'll probably be less. Like I always think like that, where I'm like, I'll just go a little further south or a little further north, and then the price of the same item is going to go down. But I'm usually
Yeah.
wrong. It usually stays the same, actually.
Well, if it's a
But
chain, it will stay the same, but there's definitely some
no, but like
neighborhoods
for a
that are.
mom and pop kind of deli, it could go down if you go like
Yeah.
another 8 blocks or so. I don't know. Sometimes it goes down, but like
That's why I have a city
sometimes
bike membership. I can rapidly change
get.
neighborhoods.
I mean, that's what's good, but I walk everywhere or take subways, but I mainly walk a lot, and
Yeah.
it's gonna take me longer to get to the cheaper place then. But like I've been up in Harlem a bit, like, and Harlem isn't really cheaper than anywhere else for stuff.
Mm, I mean, Harlem's a little upscale now. I mean,
It's
you
now
just
become more
parts. Yeah.
upscale, yeah.
Yeah.
Like most of it is now more upscale for sure. It's
So
got to
you're
be
just
hard though. For what?
I was to say, so you're just asking me restaurant prices, or do you have other
I
kinds
have.
of?
Oh, do you want to try other things? All right, let's do. Where was the thing? We could do a gas prices, but you said you don't drive, so that'll be interesting for you.
I don't know. I vaguely pay attention to gas prices just because it's in the news. But
All right, we'll do Honolulu, Hawaii. No, wait, Jonesboro, Arkansas. That's actually where my friend grew up. There is a Valero there. How much is a gallon of regular gas?
today, or
Yeah, today it says it was reported. Usually it's like within 6 hours ago. Yeah.
yeah. So because it's a red state, I doubt it has a gas tax. It's probably like similar gas prices in the area. Meaning it was probably like about 275 6 months ago. Now I'm guessing like 425.
It looks like it's 379,
Yeah, I don't know.
which is
Well,
better
four
than
is
here.
yeah. Well, I don't know how they pay for their roads. I mean, a lot of those red states are subsidized by the federal government, as I understand it.
Right.
Like they pay less to the federal government than they receive. and it's not true of like Texas, but a state like Arkansas
Yeah, they get a
is
lot
somewhere
of
in the
money
middle.
for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
my friend couldn't wait to leave there, and then, you know, she came to Stony Brook and played tennis there, and then she ended up going back there. But she couldn't wait to leave, and now she just lives back there
Well, I don't know how much changing from Arkansas to Stony Brook is gonna
in Long
be.
Island.
Long Island's pretty residential.
It's
Like you
very
go from
residential, and
yeah,
it's also quite red. Um,
and yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right, we can do a hotel. We'll
All
do
right.
it. I don't know why it put down Santa Fe, New Mexico, but let's search for that. Let's see. All right, so you're staying one night a week from today, so Sunday the 22nd till Monday, and a room for two. How much is a room for two at a hotel in
Where?
Santa Fe?
Oh, Santa Fe. Um, I mean, you got to give me some clues because there can be like some exclusive resort,
Yeah, there are
and that
definitely
will be
different levels.
yeah.
It
If it's
says
a
there's a pool and a hot tub. In its reviews, has a rating of 8.4 out of 10. Let's see what else.
all right, that's pretty mediocre or pretty
It has
average.
a poolside bar. Apparently, it's a great location. But all it really has is breakfast, self parking, and it doesn't have valet, just self parking. So that's a clue. And a hot tub. That's all it really has. But it
Which
is,
probably doesn't work most of the time.
yeah, that's true, right?
I mean, that sounds like $140 a night.
Very close, 143.
I told you, I don't know if I'm any better or worse at people than this, but
You,
I do pay
you've been
attention to
pretty
a lot of
close.
prices. Yeah, I pay attention to prices a lot. Um,
Yes. I mean, it's really interesting because, like, you have good rationale for it. It
uh, I grew
where
up
you
really
can think
poor, and
about
I'm not now.
what?
I grew up poor, and I'm not now.
Oh, I
So
see.
that's like I. But yeah, I was. I mean, when in college, when I traveled around like Italy and Greece and Wales, I had a budget of like $15 a day. I was basically a hobo. So,
Right.
like,
Sure, that's a pretty lean budget.
so, so that will make you pay attention to all sorts of stuff when you're a little older. But
I mean, if I leave the house, I try to keep things under 15 bucks. But unless it's like a high spend day, like if I have to do laundry or something, but I try to keep it under 15, but it's very hard. Like just on buying day-to-day stuff.
yeah,
Now let's see. That there is the highest one listed is $9.89 a night. And it's also got a pool and a hot tub, but it must better have other stuff. Its rating is 9.4.
I mean, you can always
Games. It doesn't look much better. It has a pool, a
oh yeah.
hot tub. It does do valet and cook to order breakfast. But quite honestly, it doesn't look that much. It doesn't have that much more than the other place, and it's much more.
I mean, it might have views and king
It
size
looks like it
beds
does have
and
some decent views.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what I've never been to Santa Fe. I mean, I wore the $12 cologne a lot when I was 12 years old. But yeah, I've never been to Santa Fe. So I mean, there's more expensive area. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's how
there
it
are for sure
works.
more expensive cities to stay, and
No, but there's some part of Santa Fe that's
oh
more
yeah,
upscale, and I mean
definitely
it.
it depends where it is in Santa Fe. But it looked like
But
the
yeah, I would.
cheaper one was still close to a lot of tourist attractions. Um, the
Yeah, no,
lowest it
you.
goes, 58. There's something for 58 actually a night, which I've never heard of. It still has a fitness center, a breakfast. This one I think doesn't have a pool. And it's It has a restaurant in it. I don't know. This one still looks like it's close to some tourist spots.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to see the pictures. I do care about interior design, so I'm guessing the
Oh, I
more
see.
expensive one is beautiful inside, bigger rooms, more designer furniture, better lights,
Yeah.
bigger beds. Um, yeah, better
Everything is a
location.
factor in how expensive things are, but
It's not worth 1,000, but it's probably a
I
lot
don't think
more
so.
luxurious. Yeah, I don't
I'm
know. I've
just
never stayed in a
always
place that expensive.
disappointed in hotels. Like, it's not even really a full night. Like, you usually can't check in until 4. You have to be out of there by 10 or 11. So it's not really even a full night. And all they give you is like a breakfast. And, it's also like ridiculous that like the deposit you have to leave is like usually much more than what the room costs. Like, it's like I'm barely gonna be there. How much damage could I do to the room? But
Yeah.
like it just feels like it's a whole ripoff. But I wouldn't do Airbnb because Airbnb feels like you're still home. Like,
Well, you cook for yourself, so that's a big thing.
yeah, that's like being home. If you cook for yourself, you have to clean. I'm still home then.
Well, if you, I mean, it depends on what your goals are. I mean, like, if I get an Airbnb, I don't want the trouble of getting breakfast or paying $25 for a $2 meal and or a $4 meal. So you can have your tea and cereal and lounge about and then go out and
I
buy
mean,
lunch
that's
and
true.
dinner.
You could get yourself cheap food.
Yeah, that's my rationale for doing. And then especially, sometimes Airbnbs are more expensive, which is weird.
They
And then
can
other times
be.
they're dramatically cheaper. And so it just depends on your budget and your goals. So,
I mean, it depends where you're going to, because sometimes when you go places, there are more Airbnbs available than there are hotel rooms.
yep, yep.
And also, like, it can be like more of a home. You might want more of a home-like experience. Like, and sometimes the owners are there, and then you can see their pets. And if you travel a lot, maybe that feels more like you're at home then, and you feel, less homesick. Maybe if you're someone that
Yeah, no,
travels a lot for your work.
yeah, I mean, there's been times where I really like the hosts. Other time, and it depends on where I did a trip through Southern England 2 years ago,
Oh,
and
nice.
some of the hosts were great, and uh, like I was getting over a breakup or trying to, and that there was some company in a place where I knew nobody, and
So that had
so
to help maybe if the host was like a friendly, personable person. That had to kind of help if you were going through a time where you were kind of lonely and like,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But there are also times where I don't know, there was some like grumpy British widow, and she was like, "Can you be out at 9 a.m. tomorrow?" And I was like, "Well, checkout is 11. I wouldn't have booked this place if it was 9 a.m.
yeah,
because I'm
9 a.m. is a little bit cruel. Like, we're on
yeah." So
vacation here. We don't need
she's
to
like,
be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So she was like, "Okay, 11 a.m. is fine." I was gone by 11 a.m. And then she put on my review that I didn't leave early enough or something.
Because,
So,
like, that's what I hate about, like, Airbnb and, like, Uber, stuff like that, where it's like I'm a customer and I should be able
yeah,
to relax and not be getting raided. Like,
yeah. I mean, it was like $60 a night as opposed to 200 in a hotel nearby. So I
wow, so that
survived.
is a big saving.
Yeah, it was just a room in a house, but you know. So,
I mean,
all right,
you
I'm ready for the
gotta.
next one. Go ahead.
All right,
Sorry.
now we'll do a flight.
Okay.
Say you're going to Boise, Idaho, and you're leaving on July 18th, and you're going at 5:08 p.m., landing at 11:48 p.m., and then you go back on the 25th, 8:28 p.m. you leave, landing at 5:59 a.m. And you're going when you leave, you go out of JFK, but when you go home, you're landing at Newark. How much is the round trip?
I mean, my family lives in Medford, Oregon, or my
Oh
mom
wow.
kind of lives outside of there. My dad lives in Roseburg. Um, so I'm guessing it's very similar. What airline is it?
It's
Delta or
Alaska Airlines. Alaska
Alaska?
Airlines.
So it's probably very similar, where you fly into a hub like Salt Lake City or Seattle or Minneapolis or whatever, and then you transfer to a medium-sized plane. I assume this is not a direct flight.
Right. No, it looks
Um,
like, hold on. It says there's one stop. So yeah, it's
yeah,
not.
yeah, no, it's one stop. So if I fly to Medford, doing that flight, it'll be around $500.
That it is 581.
All right, it's a little more expensive.
They have
Um,
some that are higher. If you
yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah.
the highest
Well,
it
red
goes is
eyes are
like over
hell.
3,000.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you get to go home a lot?
I go there once or twice a year. So,
Yeah.
but it is a full day. Like it, if I flew to Berlin last year, and it was like I got on a plane at 10 p.m. and took a Benadryl and slept poorly and woke up in Berlin, except like 8 hours later. Whereas like Medford is a 10 hour, with the transfer and the waiting and whatever else. And
Yeah, it's never fun to have to do a transfer
and also I think Berlin cost me like 180 one way, where it's like I can never get that cheap to Medford. So
all right, we
alrighty.
can do a vacation rental. Wait, did I get it down? Yeah. All right. We'll do a vacation rental. Wait, what was the one Okay, on the Jersey Shore. No, we'll do on the Jersey Shore a cottage that has like 3 bedrooms on the Jersey Shore. How much was it for a week in
Uh, does it
July?
does it have ocean views, or is it off?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's like a couple blocks from the beach.
I mean, you told me about that 9,000 one earlier. I'm guessing that one is on the beach.
I
Um,
hope so.
um, I'm guessing this is still like 4,000 or something, but I never actually
It
look into renting something on the Jersey Shore, so I have no idea.
it was 26.62,
Okay.
but it was an Airbnb. I don't know. Like I said, I still feel that's a lot. I don't know.
Well, I mean, one challenge here is just what does it look like? I mean, if it's absolutely beautiful, great reviews, depends on where. I would have asked more questions, but I have never had any interest in renting a cottage in the Hamptons or in the Jersey Shore, and spending any time there. So I don't know where on the Jersey Shore is more desirable than elsewhere.
I think
And
it's all, that's a good question. But with the Jersey Shore, I think it really depends what you're looking for. Like the thing is, Deal was said to be the most expensive zip code in New Jersey. But that's like a lot of Sephardic Jews there, and it's a lot of mansions. And Allenhurst is next to it, and that's also expensive. Um,
yeah,
but like parts of it, it's just like very small bungalows, and some of it is more family oriented, and some of it is more like single people. So it's hard to say with the Jersey Shore what's more desirable. Like I liked Ocean Grove because it had really interesting architecture. But that's just me. But Ocean Grove is like a church, and so Sundays for a while there were rules about going on the beach. So I mean, I didn't go there on a Sunday, but some people don't like that about Ocean Grove. But like,
Well, that's where, I mean, inflation plays a factor, but ultimately it comes down uh, to demand, and that can be affected by inflation. But I don't know. I listen to lots of economic podcasts. I'm an amateur economist or whatever. I
yeah,
listen to
because you
Planet Money,
have
and
to be kind of in today's times to survive. But like, right now we'll do a house prices, which is the most depressing thing there is.
okay,
Um, all right, a 4-bed, 5-bath in Schenectady. It looks like it's over 3,000 square feet. Wow, they've got a 2-acre lot. No HOA. It's new construction though.
okay.
How much is it selling for?
This is upstate New York, right? I
Yeah,
mean, upstate.
Schenectady's closer to Albany. Yeah.
I mean, that is not a high desirable area,
Right, right.
particularly. I mean, uh, yeah, that's. I mean, it is new with two. I guess like 300,000. Again, I have no idea on that though, because I've never.
That is what you would think it would be. And that is what's typical of Schenectady in that area, where you find that is a typical price point. But this one is $995.
Oh, right.
I don't know how this came up, how I got this one, but I follow like housing prices a lot. But like typically, typically most stuff is 300,000 in that area or even lower. But when I looked at, say, if your price point was like 250 and that's what you wanted to spend, you would have to go as far north as Albany to be able to find like a 3 or 4-bedroom house that you could to be able to find a 4-bedroom house for
Well,
250.
there's
You'd have to go
probably.
as far north as Albany.
Well, I know there were houses selling for, I don't know, 50,000 not that long ago in upstate New York. So
Yeah, if you
there
went
must
further
be
north and
there must be something about that that drives up the
well,
price,
yeah,
whether,
because you can definitely find stuff in upstate New York or Pennsylvania and stuff for even under 100,000 now.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, it's probably 3 or 2 bedrooms. It might not be 4 bedrooms,
yeah, I mean,
but
this
it
is
just
hard because if I had a picture of it, that helps in
yeah, because
judging
then
it.
you
But
can see
yeah, I mean, and I know nothing about Schenectady, so
it's kind of a
um,
city. It's sort of nice, I guess, if you want to live up by Albany. I don't,
I
but
mean, maybe it's
I'm.
driven. Maybe it's the fancy. Is it like the fancy part of Albany? Because there's going to be
It's
money in Albany
I
from
mean, look,
lobbyists and
Albany at
politicians, and
least. You're right. Albany at least is gonna be like have a little more money than just some random town in the middle of upstate New York near nowhere. Because at least there's more higher level jobs because you're by like a state capital. See, this is
yeah.
something my friend bought, and it was like her first house. She's like just, starting out, and it's north of like Poughkeepsie, I think, in Dutchess County. It looks like I think she paid in the mid threes, but it looks like it's now worth 475. But let me see.
Well, that's inflation there.
She bought it for 370. She bought it for 370 and now it says it's worth 475. 2 years late, 3 years later, it's gone up to 475. And
Well,
she
that's
bought
somewhat
it
inflation. That's somewhat just other.
somewhat more.
I
I
mean, it
mean, it's
could be
also
just a.
like, the price is only what you can get for it as well. But I
Yeah, yeah.
think,
No,
like,
that's
370 is like a good price for like a starter home when you're like getting your first home, you have like a young baby. Like that seems like an appropriate price to me. But sadly, like in the tri-state area, like Long Island or like suburban New Jersey or like New York City, Westchester, you're never gonna find that. Like
Yeah.
starter homes
Well,
are
not in
now
this
close to
area.
$1 million. What?
Yeah, no, I mean in this area in like Texas, you can buy one, or Atlanta, you can buy one for 115,000 or
Right, but like
something.
in Long
But,
Island or whatever, Westchester, like it seems like
that's
even a starter, everything starts at like close to $1 million. So
yeah,
I just don't see your first home when you're like early in your career having to get $1 million home.
yeah.
But
Is there a rapid fire? I have to go at 9.
what?
Is there a rapid fire? I have to go here in like 10 minutes.
Yes,
So,
I've got to get going too. But do you have any jokes on inflation or anything you want to promote?
I have no jokes, particularly on inflation, that I can
I'm
think of. It's
sure you have some good jokes though.
hopefully about other things. I mean, I have my Tuesday show in Bushwick in my cellar.
Oh wow.
That has real comics. It's co-hosted with Victor Varnado, who's passed at the cellar. He was a producer on Wild and Out. This week at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, we have Greg Stone, who
Yeah, I think I know him.
yeah, he's doing well. Brian Voigt Nilsson, who is blown up on Instagram. Priya Bluntz, who's blown up, mostly doing roast battles, but she's a funny comic too.
Yeah, I know her. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm afraid I write lots of jokes about lots of different things. There's a ambulance passing. Inflation is something people think about a lot, but it's not something that's that conducive to jokes. Really, I don't know. I mean, it's a very serious topic,
It's true. It's not
and
definitely a thing that you want to. It's pretty rough for a lot of people out there. So
yeah, and it
what?
requires like the setup is too boring to write a joke off of, as far as I can think of.
So
And,
what is your Instagram if people want to find out about the show and get tickets?
Laramie Flick, Laramie Flick.
A basement in Bushwick. That sounds good.
It's nice. Yeah, no, it's I describe it as a speakeasy comedy spot. And,
Yeah.
it's literally the cellar of my house. So there's a door lady who will meet you out front, and then she walks you down to the cellar, and it's got stone walls and hardwood ceilings and chandeliers and all sorts of pretty lights and stained glass I found on the street lit up from behind. So it's nice.
And and you have like your mic, your open mic there as well on
Yeah,
Friday.
same place. There's this week at 10. There's a roast of Star Wars,
Oh,
and then
cool.
after that will be a midnight open mic. So usually there's like some kind of show or a mic at 10, and then there's usually a midnight mic as well.
Awesome.
So which can be good. It's hit or miss.
Yay. Well, this has been another episode of The Inflation Game. Stay tuned for future episodes and don't spend too much. If you do want to be a guest or sponsor this, find me on Instagram, S Makes You Laugh, and have a wonderful evening. Yay, that was great.